Hi and welcome to Run Tall with Tim. I'm Tim, and today's video is part of a 15-week half marathon training program using Garmin Coach. It's week 6, it's Friday, and a progression run that was scheduled for today. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to complete that workout because I've got some ankle issues going on. In fact, I'm probably going to be out of my running shoes for a couple more days at least. At least till I feel comfortable enough that when I run, I'm not going to do any more damage to my ankle. I'm fully aware that it's not going to be 100% healed in just a few days, but I'll be happy if I can get to the point where I don't feel like I'm hurting it anymore and that I'm still on that road to recovery. As an alternative, I took my mountain bike out to the state park and I decided to explore some of the trails that I'm going to be running in June to kind of get a little bit of a heads up of what that track's going to look like or what that race is going to be like for me. So I picked up some video on my GoPro, so I thought I'd share with you the trails that I will be running here soon in a few weeks. Now, before we get into that, let me just talk a little bit about or break down the progression run that was scheduled for today, and then I'm going to take you out on the trails. Hey everybody, it is Friday. Today I've got a progression run scheduled. So the workout for today was to start with a 5-minute jog to warm up and then run for an hour at my easy run pace, which ranges between a 9:14 and 10:14 minute mile. And then to run an additional 10 minutes at a quicker pace, because it's a progression run, to run at an 8:04 to 8:24 minute mile. And then I was going to pick up the pace again for another 5 minutes, running at a 7:14 to a 7:34 minute mile. And then to finish the workout with a 5-minute jog to cool down. Unfortunately, my ankle just isn't up to it today. In fact, I probably won't run on Sunday either, but that doesn't mean that I still can't do things that might help me prepare for the race that's coming up in June. So instead, in lieu of do a progression run today, I brought my mountain bike down to the state park, and I'm going to have kind of a dual purpose today. So I'm going to get a little bit of exercise in, but still be kind to my ankle. So that's one. The second purpose is I'm going to do a little bit more exploring on the trails. So I should be able to explore, a lot more of the park on my bike than I could if I were on foot. So I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I'm not able to run today and just try to make the most of it. So I'll share with you a little bit of the journey as I travel around the park. I don't have the correct GoPro accessories to be able to attach it to my bike. I wish that I did, because that would make it a lot simpler. So riding and carrying a GoPro stick may not be in works for me. It might be just a little bit too difficult. Just knowing a little bit about these trails and some of the hills and so on, I think it might be a bit challenging to ride one-handed. So, but I'll see what I can do. So we'll see you soon. I thought I'd take a minute and just break down that workout that you just saw out at the state park. And, you know, what a fun one it was. There's a lot of great trails out there. I did get lost a little bit. I had to ask direction. Somehow I got off on a horse trail, had no idea where I was, but I came across a couple of other hikers that were out there who kind of pointed me in the right direction, so I got back on track. But overall, let's see, I went 1 hour and 39 minutes on the workout, and I'll put this up on screen. I went just a little over 13 miles, 13.18 miles. And let's see, my average speed was 7.9 miles an hour, mostly all trails. My max speed was 19.6 miles an hour. I'm going to talk about that here in just a second. My average heart rate was 122 beats per minute. My max heart rate was 159 beats per minute. I was really trying to get my heart rate up toward the end of the workout, trying to still honor the progression run that I was supposed to be doing today, you know, by picking up the pace toward the end of the workout, just to improve my VO2 max. It's a lot harder to do on a bicycle. I much prefer running, but this is a pretty decent second alternative. My elevation gain, 344 feet. My elevation loss was 367 feet. I didn't capture a lot of the GoPro footage going up and down the hills, but there were plenty of them, and some of them were pretty darn steep. In fact, at one point, I had to get off my bike and push it the rest of the way up the hill. Oh, well. Okay, I'm going to scroll over again, and my laps for my bicycle is 5 miles. So lap 1, I was averaging 6.6 miles an hour. Lap 2 was 8 miles an hour. And then lap 3 was just a little over 3 miles. And I had improved that speed to 11.8 miles an hour. And again, I was trying to pick up the pace toward the end of the workout with my mountain bike as if I were out running, trying again to honor that progression style of workout. And I'm going to scroll over again. We'll take a look at this visually, and you can see that, you know, I was pretty steady Eddie as far as my speed goes in that graph, the blue graph. And then my heart rate, you know, I did manage to get it to rise, but it wasn't really till I got into the faster portion of that workout, which was the last 3 miles. And then again, we can see the elevation gain and loss there in the green graph. For my heart rate zone, spent most of the time in zone 3, with a little bit of time in zone 4 and slightly a little bit more time in zone 2. So for overall, I'd say that, you know, I'm pretty happy with where my heart rate fell for most of the workout. So that was a lot of fun. It wasn't a progression run, but it was about the best I could do for today, given, you know, the shape and condition that my ankle's in. So still had a lot of fun out at the state park. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of the footage that I got for you of the trails that I will be running on June 20th. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.